Hey friends, welcome to another Botsociety tips. My name is Caio Calado, and on this video, I'd like to talk to you about how you can improve your design and AI model with usability testing on Botsociety. First, why is usability testing so important? Well, it's because we need to make sure that we're designing something that is useful to your users. It's easier to think that we, the designers, or the conversation designers, we are the users, but in reality, this can be a big problem, especially because people are different, and sometimes what makes sense for you doesn't make sense for others. So to make sure that we're not designing something that is not great or it's not going to add to anyone, it's really important to validate and conduct usability testing on your conversation designers to understand if the structure of your flow and the conversations make sense, to see if the user is understanding the dynamics of your conversations and especially the content that this person is going to interact with, and also to see if the user is able to use your product and have access to the main value proposition. And also there are many other things that we can learn from an usability testing. But one thing that is really cool on Botsociety is that you can also gather or collect user data that can be useful for your AI model. Think about alternatives or organic examples that is going to help your NLU engine to map intent. So how can you have a user testing your design? And also, how can you use Botsociety to gather data from this user and use this data to improve your AI model? So before I show you how you can use this on Botsociety, I'd like to tell you that there are some things that you need to do before you get here. You need to find the right user, you need to have a strategy or have an idea about the outcomes of your usability testing, you need to have a script, and then you can share your design file with the real user. So once you have all this and just would like to share this with the user, you just need to change from the build mode to the prototype mode. And then on the top right, you're going to see there is a new option there, like invite testers. Basically, just go here, type the user's email. I'm going to type my own email, society.com, and then you can just send the invite. And that's it pretty much. Once you do that, the user is going to have access to your design file. And then once this person clicks on this link, this person is going to open in a specific view of your design. And you also, of course, you can copy the link or test yourself. Just for the sake of this example, I'm going to copy this link and then I'm going to open here. So the very first thing that you're going to see that I decided to start my conversation with a conditional block, which is going to ask the user to choose a scenario. And then you can see that this person is not going to see anything else from my canvas. It's just here, choose a scenario. And here I give a context to the user, like you're not sure about the weather, but need to know to go out. Ask this chatbot about the weather status. Start. I can just click here and then I can say like, how is the weather? I think this is a valid question, right? And then the bot's going to reply back like it's currently raining and 14 degrees Celsius, which is kind of code, and raining in code. And you can share this with multiple users, and the goal is first, validate the flow, the conversations, but also whatever the user is going to type, you're going to be able to collect this data and use it as a AI training data for your AI model. So just to give you a sense about how that works, I'm going to just write here another examples like, is it hot today? It's currently raining and 14 degrees. Oh, so I think it's kind of cold. And I can just be generating new user organic data, something like this, the temperature now, which is a valid question. Like, since I want to go out, I need to know how is the weather right now. So it's kind of rainy and 14 degrees Celsius. And so the users can be just typing whatever, like how do you work? Like maybe the user doesn't know what it is and then can just say, how do you work? Or something like that. Or the user can just start a conversation. You start with this, can just say something like, hi. And then the bot's going to reply right away. So this is kind of odd. Like, I didn't ask you anything. I just said hi. And I think you got the idea, right? So once you have your user testing your design, and you go back to your design and go to the prototype mode, you're going to see that now on pending testing data, you have 5 text weather forecast, which is the name of this path. So these are all the interactions or all the user data that are collected on this usability testing. So the way that you can use this, you can either approve this as occurrences for your conversations, or you can just discard. This one, for example, is a valid occurrence. Is it hot today? This is another one. What's the temperature now? This is another one. How do you work? I think it's a valid question, but maybe I'm not sure which if I'm going to use these now or not. So I can just discard this, and I can, of course, if I like to, I can create a new one, and then I can just split, come back here to the build mode, and then I can just split this path. And then I can design a specific path for this, and then let the user know how the chatbot works. And yeah, so basically this is it. Like, you can share your design file to have the users testing your bot. You can ask questions or see how this person is going to use your design as this person is using. And before I go, sometimes some users, they say that, oh, I share my design file, but this person is not able to see it. And if that what happens to you, it's basically because your design is only available to the people invited to this file. So if the user is not invited to this file or doesn't have any privileged access to your design file, if you have this option enabled, the user is not going to be able to open your design file. So you just need to change this anyone with the link. And then, of course, make sure that you're sharing this tester link, not the design file link. Otherwise, the user is going to be able to see your design file. So make sure that you're sharing the right link to the person so this person can test your design. And yeah, I think this is it for this Botsociety tip. I'm curious to see how you're going to run usability testing, collect these user data, and use these as AI training for your NLU engine. Okay, so hope to see you in another Botsociety tip. Bye bye.